the debt snowball method seem complicated to you? Well, if so, today I'm going to break it down into 4 simple steps. So if you really want a better understanding, go ahead and stay tuned till the end, and I'm going to give you guys a few tips and tricks that I use to make this method work for me. Some of the frequent questions I get is, when do I make my payments? What debts do I pay off first? And does it matter how much money you put towards your debt when you're making your payments? If you find yourself asking questions like these, go ahead and subscribe and then turn on your post notifications so you can have more information on how to make your way through your financial journey. Why is it called the debt snowball method? Just imagine a snowball rolling down a hill. As it continues down the hill, it gets more speed and it ends up getting bigger and bigger. That snowball is going to represent the debt that you've already paid off. So what are these 4 simple steps that I was talking about in the beginning? The first step is going to be listing your debts from smallest to largest. And you're going to want to do this regardless of your interest rate. So that includes your credit cards, it includes your car loans, and it also includes any student debt that you may have. The only thing that you're not going to include in this is the loan for your house. Step 2 is to make minimum payments on all of your debts except the smallest. You're going to want to feel like you want to pay off the ones with the largest interest rate, but if you really want to follow the debt snowball method, do not pay them off according to interest rate. That is a completely different method that we can go ahead and get into in another video. If you're starting to get a better idea of what this debt snowball method is, go ahead and comment debt-free down below to give me an idea of if you guys are understanding the process. Step 3 is to pay as much as possible as you can on your smallest debt. On my Instagram, I mentioned a way that I use to pay extra money on my debts. At the end of my weekly or monthly budget, depending on which one you have, you take whatever money you have left and you take all that and pay it towards your debt. Even if you only have $5 left, you want to go ahead and put that towards your debt, just because it's good to create the habit of not spending any extra money you have at the end of your budget period. So if you don't have a time-based budget, we will be getting into that in the next video. If you want to be notified when that comes out, you want to go ahead and turn on your post notifications down below, and you'll get a notification for when the time-based budget video comes out. Okay, you guys, you can see me in this little corner right here. So I'm going to show you guys an example of how the debt snowball method works. Okay, so as you can see, I've listed my debts from smallest to largest in total, not by interest. I have a debt that is a $100 a month payment. I have a $200 a month payment, and I also have a $300 a month payment. Okay, so this means that my $300 a month payment, I have to do the full $300. On this one, I have to do the full $200. And then the $100 a month payment, which is my smallest debt, is the one that I'm going to put all my extra money to. So let's say that I only have $150 left on this debt. I'm going to put $150 because I saved up an extra $50, and that debt is now paid off. So now the $200 debt is now our smallest payment. So our $200 debt is now our smallest payment, but $200 is no longer our minimum. We set a goal for ourselves, because we are doing the debt snowball method, that our minimum payment is the debt we're on plus the debts that we've paid off. So our minimum payment is now $300. So our smallest debt, which is $100, and our second smallest put together makes our new $300 a month minimum. So let's say after we pay $300, our next month we have an extra $50, and we end up paying $350, which pays off our debt. That debt right there, that $200 a month debt, is now paid off. So now, and of course down here, we are making the minimum payments for that $300 a month debt. So now, this $200 right here plus that $100 right there is transferring down to our last debt. So 100 for our first debt, 200 for our second debt, and our last debt is 300. Remember, it's the debts that you've paid off plus the debt that you're on is your minimum payment. That would be 600. Okay? So now that we're paying 600 on this debt, and 600 sounds like a lot to pay off for one, whether it's a card, whether it's your student debt, just 600 is a lot to pay off something in a month. But what you're forgetting is you are already paying $600 a month when you had all these cards right here. You are already paying $600 a month. Now you've simply just moved that balance to a new debt. So it's very doable. If you were doing it before, you can do it now. So now, let's say we have an extra, again, we'll stick with the 50, an extra $50 a month, or an extra $50 this month to put towards our payment. That means that we would be paying $650 for this $300 payment right here. Yet, if you pay close attention, we're actually paying the exact same amount that we did right here and that we did right here. If you do the math and add it up, 300 plus 200 plus 150 is 650. 350 plus 300 is 650. And then right here, we also have the 650. So you're not necessarily changing what you're paying and you're paying more. You're paying off the cards and putting the money that you were using towards your debt that you still have left. So when you pay that off, and that's why you're not necessarily worried about the interest rates while using the debt snowball method, because rather than worrying about interest rates, you're getting your debts paid off much faster. And not only that, but when you're paying off your debts and you see that, oh, I just paid off this debt, I just paid off that debt, I just paid off this debt, you feel a sense of accomplishment, and it's really going to push you and motivate you to do much better on your financial journey. Thanks for watching the video. For better tips and tricks on how to handle your finances better, please subscribe and then turn on your post notifications. Also, if you wanted to see a little bit more of a personal look on my finances, follow me on Instagram. I'll link it down below. And thank you for watching.